Before we start, we already get crazy. Carolina trading down to the number 4 pick to switch with Indianapolis. Now in this, the Colts get the number 1 pick, 20 bottles of Everclear, and ownership of Darius Rucker's acoustic guitar that he used to write the entire Cracked Rear View album that was a big hit for Hootie and the Blowfish. Carolina, in the exchange, gets the Colts' entire championship history, and they then proceed to send a Super Bowl III trophy to Baltimore as a good faith gesture. And meanwhile, at number 1, the Indianapolis Colts pick Anthony Anderson, and he and Gardner Minshew team up to fight crime and play beer pong. At number 2, the Houston Texans draft Baphomet, the imaginary god of the Templars, and anyone else we happen to not like at the moment. Long snapper. At number 3, the Arizona Cardinals wake up and they find themselves in a nondescript room where the weather seems to be much cooler than they're used to. They walk outside and they are suddenly at Soldier Field. A pile of clothes weighed down by a rock has a note pinned to it from the former owner. He is never seen again and is presumed to have walked into Lake Michigan. Chicago gets a second NFL team, or we can be honest with ourselves and call the other ones the Arlington Heights Bears, and the city uses eminent domain to seize all office buildings and transform them into free housing. In the draft, they go O-line. At number 4, the Carolina Panthers take the first player who can guess which hand is holding the 8-ball of smack. At number 5, the Seattle Seahawks take a recipe for vegan chocolate cake and see if they can make it as a gift for their cousin's upcoming wedding. They draft an inside linebacker. At number 6, the Detroit Lions hide a massive dose of original recipe LSD in their coach's 40-ounce morning coffee. Dan Campbell sees the ghost of Hank Williams ordering him to build a church, and no one can tell the difference between this and how he normally behaves. They shore up the D-line. At number 7, the Las Vegas Raiders take Josh McDaniels out for a night on the Strip, eventually ditching him after he spends 45 minutes complaining about the song choices in the Beatles' Cirque du Soleil show. Meanwhile, Mark Davis sells his toenails to unknown buyers in Malaysia to pay the electric bill. They miss their pick. At number 8, the Atlanta Falcons draft a cornerback and shoot anyone who mentions 28-3. Amid massive casualties, they are christened America's team. At number 9, the Chicago Bears take a linebacker behind the woodshed and never speak of this day again. At number 10, the Philadelphia Eagles combine bleach, cheerwine, and Yingling into a new victory drink they call Hey, This Hurts. There is much laughter and screaming as Howie Roseman reminds them to make sure the kids drink up first. He then tries to redraft Boston Scott. At 11, the Tennessee Titans construct a 50-foot humanoid figure out of wood and brush with various cages built into its structure. Among its occupants are several goats and the entire Addams family. As the structure burns, fans hold hands and sing Rocky Top Tennessee over the screams of Gomez Addams insisting they got the wrong Addams family. They miss their pick. At number 12, the Houston Texans draft a wide receiver. At number 13, the New York Jets sleep until noon, get up to check their phone, and see that the Packers still haven't called them back. They erase Gutekunst's number from their phone, take a long shower, and spend the rest of the day watching Mel Brooks movies and vowing to not get so wrapped up in one person. Before the start of History of the World Part 1, they draft C.J. Stroud. At number 14, the New England Patriots run about in a panic as they do not have the proper amount of victims for the offering to the deep ones, and none of the other owners happen to have change for an 8-year-old. They take linebacker Nick Herbig out of Wisconsin. At number 15, the Green Bay Packers start upturning trash cans when their pick gets taken one spot before. They threaten to hold their breath forever unless someone makes the Patriots give him back. Failing that, they look at the remaining wide receiver talent and draft a tight end. At number 16, the Green Bay Packers get back from the bathroom and wonder who just used their pick. A mask is pulled off to reveal Stephen Ross, who cackles and disappears behind a smoke bomb. The Commanders give the Packers their pick, saying, "We're kinda just taking time for ourselves right now." The Packers look at the remaining wide receiver talent and draft a tight end. At 17, the Pittsburgh Steelers draft 2 running backs. Everyone notices but decides to just let them carry on. At 18, the Detroit Lions go back in time and convince a young Aaron Rodgers that the NFL is an exploitative meat grinder that takes the best role models we have and destroys them before they can effect substantial change on society. Rodgers instead opens a string of co-op grocery stores and organizes the bombing of Orange County. Detroit still doesn't win any Super Bowls in this timeline, but everyone admits that what they managed to do is pretty darn impressive. Out of admiration, half of the Bills' fan base moves to Flint, Michigan. At number 19, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers draft LeBron James. Then, they draft him again just to be on the safe side. At number 20, the Seattle Seahawks trade their pick to the Philadelphia Flyers and receive 2 second-round picks in future NHL drafts and the services of their mascot Gritty, who proceeds to put on a Union Civil War outfit and leads a march to the Ohio-Idaho border, that destroys major strongholds of the fundamentalist Latter-day Saints and the 3%er movement. The Flyers manage to get Connor Bedard while everyone else is laughing. At 21, the Los Angeles Chargers tie Dean Spanos to a rotating wooden circle and practice their knife-throwing act. Everyone leaves to go to the bathroom, and the police cannot find a single witness. At number 22, the Baltimore Ravens sell their pick on the darknet to pay Lamar Jackson. Exactly 5 minutes later, their Bitcoin wallet is drained and refilled with pictures of milkshakes being poured on corgis. Lamar quits football and goes back to school to get a degree in business management. At number 23, the Minnesota Vikings could have been a parking lot attendant, a millionaire in Bel Air, anyone other than themselves. At 24, the Jacksonville Jaguars team and fans run through AT&T Stadium dressed as clowns and hitting everything in sight with giant inflatable hammers. Shaggy and Violent J show up and body slam Jerry Jones through a table. Jaguars draft O-line depth, and Trayvon Walker learns to tie his shoes without throwing his back out. At number 25, the New York Giants draft Max Duggan. He and Daniel Jones end up reenacting the Marx Brothers mirror routine from Duck Soup when they first meet. Locker room morale improves, and Brian Dable grows a 4th testicle. At number 26, the Dallas Cowboys give Tony Pollard all their money and give Ezekiel Elliott to the Rams. He has a career resurgence as a bartender in the club level at SoFi. The Cowboys miss their pick. At number 27, the Buffalo Bills draft the Human Torch and instruct him to speed up climate change in their area so they can finally have a nice place to play. After 30 minutes of explaining that his powers don't work that way, he is beaten to death by Stephon Diggs. At number 28, the Cincinnati Bengals are horrified to discover that Joe Burrow has been possessed by the spirit of Lou Reed. He starts smoking clove cigarettes and reading Bukowski to the wide receiver room. Bengals draft O-line. At number 29, the New Orleans Saints draft a manatee with a great mustache who owns his own conversion van with a really cool airbrushed portrait of Huey P. Long shaving his own head. At number 30, the Philadelphia Eagles dismember and cannibalize a hitchhiker when the taco truck is late. They swear to never speak of it unless they're trying to impress people at a cookout. They miss their pick. And finally, at number 31, the Kansas City Chiefs set up a harness on Patrick Mahomes involving mirrors and a Bluetooth speaker, creating the illusion that there are now 2 Patrick Mahomeses on the field. The entire AFC West immediately moves away. New franchises are established in Saskatoon, Farley in West Yorkshire, and Somalia. They also draft a new punter.